Hello, and welcome to this week's code challenge. We got a really fun one today. Let's go ahead and jump right on in. So this week's code challenge is titled 1, 2, skip a few. And the challenge is create a function which calculates how many numbers are missing from an ordered number line. This number line starts at the first value of the list and increases by 1 to the end of the number line, ending at the last value of the list. Got a little typo here. One thing to note, if the number line is complete or the list is empty, return 0. So here's just an example. The name of our function is going to be called missing. So you have a list of numbers 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. And the function should return 4, as in 4 missing numbers. So how does it do that? So the number line starts at 1 and ends at 9. So the numbers 0 and 10 are not missing from it. And the numbers that are missing from this line are 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that's how we get that 4 as our missing number. All right, I hope you're ready to get started. All right, let's first start by defining our function. First, we're going to add an empty variable. I'm going to call it missing list. Then we're going to do a for loop. So we're going to do a for n in range my list 0 up to my list -1 plus 1. Okay, so what this range does is it's going to grab the number in that list at index 0, so that should be the first number. This one grabs the number at the last index, so -1 is just going backwards, so you're grabbing the last number in the list. And remember that Python is not inclusive, so you need to add a +1 to include the count, the list. So here's what I mean for that. Let's say I have a list 1, 2, 7, 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. And let's run it for n in range a0, a-1, print n. So it's going to create a range from index 0, which is a1, and a-1 gives you the last value. But again, remember that Python is not inclusive, so you only get from 1 to 8. So when you add that +1, then you'll have that 9 in. I hope you understand that. Please leave any questions that you may have at the comments section below. All right, so let's get back here now. So the for loop goes within that range, and it goes from one number at a time. Okay, so then we're going to compare that to our actual list. So if n is not in my list, again, remember that this this is a range of lists from the beginning of our list to the end of our list in order. However, our main list has a few missing numbers. So how do we do that? So we compare. So if n, which is an ordered list, is not in my list, which has potentially missing numbers, then give me that number. And that's where we add that number to the missing variable from the top. Okay, and all we need to do now is just get the length of the missing list. And we do that by using the length function. And we return, so we'll return the missing list and the missing count. This way we'll get the numbers that are missing from our list and what's the length of those numbers. So essentially, really our main goal is just to get the numbers that are missing. So this missing count gives us the numbers that are missing, which is a count. And this just shows those actual numbers missing from the list. Okay, so that's our function right there. Let's run some examples here. 13 and 14. Alright, let's start with our function. Let's start with that first list. Missing b. So you're missing 9, which is 2 numbers. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, that's correct. Missing c. So you're missing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, which is 5. Alright, it's so exciting, it's awesome. Missing d. Alright, so you're not missing any. 5, 6, 7, 8. So you'll get 0, and there's nothing on the list because you're not missing any. Missing e. You're missing quite a bit here. You're missing 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, which is 7 missing numbers. I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed this challenge. Alright, that completes this week's code challenge. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please leave your comments in the comment section down below. That's all we have, folks, for this week. Please tune in next week as we tackle another code challenge. Have a great week. Bye-bye for now.